Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, Estado Matamba. Today we're doing a video on energy, power, and work. I was requested to do a video on how us padre engangas or atenquisimalongos or enganguleros, the right definition is enganga nkisimalongo, the specialist of the medicine of nature. How do we manipulate things, or how do we make things happen with our insaras, right, or with our spiritual works? And this is what we use, right? We use energy, power, and work, and we have to differentiate these two things, or these three things, and by rituals, by animal sacrifice, by patipembas, by all the stuff that we do, and by the ritual, we affect Kuenseke. But these are the three things that, most priests, not just within Palo, other Afro-Cuban traditions we use, or they use, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get into what these three things mean, right? And we got Ngolo, which means energy, and energy is the ability to perform work. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, and it can only be transformed. Then we have Lendo, which means power, and that's the amount of energy consumed or the rate of doing the work, right? And then we got Kusala, which means work, or you can also say force, right? The actual force, we can say in Kisi, or you can say in Kisi Dunga, like the event or the happening, right? In that sense. But Kusala, I'd rather use Kusala. Kusala means to do or to work, right? In that sense. And I'm going to give you guys an example how these three things intercorrelate within rituals, right? When what Pati Bemba, which in Kisi, how to energize it, and what to do, what to throw to have these certain effects for negative or positive, depending on a certain kinenga or balance to Kuenseki, right? To something within this realm. I'm going to give you an example by rocks, right? Pretend that, we have, different types of rocks. And these are all rocks, right? And they affect their surroundings differently. But at the end of the day, they're all rocks, but they're all different rocks. So that comes to be kind of like the energy or Ngolo, where, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but at the end of the day, it's the same. It can be transformed. It's the same energy, but in different patterns, in the sense. And it can only be transformed. So that can be a representation of the Ngolo, or energy. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into Lendo, which is the power. Now the power doesn't matter which rock it is. We will pick one, and the power, or Lendo, is represented with the size, right? How small, how medium, or how big. And I call this to amp up. You'll amp up this type of energy depending on the effect that you want to have, either for good or for bad. But you'll amp it up, and it's represented with how big or how small, in that sense. And then we'll go ahead and look at the actual work, or the happening, the Kusala. And the work I represented with, the ripple effect. So if you grab a certain rock, depending the size it is, and you throw it into a pond, that Kusala, right, is the work, or the ripple effect. How big is that wave that's going to ripple, depending on the rock and the size, and how it all affects its surrounding. So that's how we use, right, these three pillars, or these three things, to manipulate within Kuenseke at the end of the day. It's a little short video for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys with Nsinga di Kana Ninga Katubukako. Always uphold the tradition. Make the right decision for the tradition. And salam alaikum. Malaikum salam.